Okay, welcome everyone. I am live here with Rachelle Babler, who is an advocate through music. She is a TEDx ideation specialist, which she helps people come up with their TEDx ideas and gets them on the TEDx stage. She's a business consultant. She helps people to overcome issues with confidence through music, and also mostly I think what we want to talk about today is your work advocating through music. So tell us a little bit about that.
Thanks so much for I'm so excited about this weekend. Um, so my advocating through music transpired sadly through my sister's passing. My sister was 48 years old when she passed away from colon cancer. And I've always been, music has always been a part of me. I started writing more music in my 40s. And the day after she passed away, I wrote a song about that was my interpretation of her cancer journey. And it was really like I was so heartbroken and I just poured my heart into writing. And the song came out, and I met with my guitar instructor, and he and I put music to it, and then we played it at her celebration of life. And that song was published in with the goal to raise some money for colon cancer and donate it in honor of my sister. And during the pandemic a couple years ago, well, probably about like a little over a year ago now, I was really trying to like niche down on my why, like niche down on like what my focus should be and like what my purpose was in this lifetime. And that's when advocating through music transpired. And I took that song, I created a lyric video, and I used that to share her story, not only in the song, but to write her story too, with some messaging, and then also to create awareness for colon cancer. And it was really a way for me to not only like carry on her legacy, but to bring awareness and to you know share the importance of getting screened and not delaying colonoscopy. So that's kind of how it evolved. And I took that lyric video and I just reached out to colon cancer groups like cold turkey, cold email. And, and this is the part I looking back, it's like when you have a passion about something, you're not even going to think twice about like how good does the pitch look? Like how, am I reaching out to the right people? You just do it because like it's in your heart to like, I'm going to do this and like, help bring awareness. And the response was overwhelming. And because of the response, that's why I ended up taking it to the TEDx stage, because I wanted more people to know that there's power in combining music and advocacy together.
Yes, I mean, you've been through so much. I mean, I know that advocating. I mean, in Ireland, we don't use that word advocating as often, I think, as the US. So
Yeah.
for me, from what I understand, is advocating is standing up for yourself at the basic level.
Yeah, it's creating awareness around a cause, like something you believe in. Like what is it that you want to bring attention to? What is it that you want people to look at differently or think differently about or have a different perspective? Like you're advocating, for yourself, for others. And it's just always been a part of me. I think when I was a paramedic, I was advocating for other people's health, emergencies. And then when I went to forensics, I was advocating for the truth in cases. And then, my own diagnosis with my brain tumor, I was advocating for my health. And I had to really do that during, that time in my journey because I had a rare brain tumor and I wasn't getting answers. And then I was getting conflicting answers. And then my insurance denied my treatment. And like, I had to really go through this process of advocating for myself. So it's always been a part of me, and music's always been a part of me. So like marrying the two that I'm passionate about and creating like a purpose driven business out of that has just been like, that is why like I'm so glad I took that leap and quit my job, 5 years ago to find my why and figure out what it is I'm supposed to do,
It's
here.
amazing. Yeah, and as you say, it's almost like you've got that momentum because your passion is behind what you want to do.
Yep.
And I think that other people are really inspired by watching anyone decide to follow their passions. And that gives them permission to follow their passions, even if they're not
Yeah.
even interested in music. They could be more interested in knitting or something. But it's actually, it can unlock something in us when we
Oh yeah.
decide hey, I should be doing something that I really care about.
Yeah. And it's effortless, right? Because you care about it so much. It's not work. It's not like hustle and grind. It's like pure joy, play, creativity. It's you're in alignment with your soul's purpose. So it shifts everything.
It definitely, for me, it definitely did. I remember trying to promote myself as an image consultant, a nutritionist, all that things I used to do.
Hmm.
And I didn't feel like it, you know. And then, then when I started, teaching singing, I was like, oh my goodness, I want people to come to my classes. And I think the summit has been the easiest thing for me to promote because it's a collaboration. So I'm just so
Yeah,
passionate to share what you do with people, so passionate to share what each of the speakers take is on using voice
I know.
to create change inside and outside themselves. So it's been so easy to promote. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry if anyone's watching and you've seen too much promotion, I apologize. But I don't think that that's really possible in the current, the way everything kind of is on for a second and gone again.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's amazing. And like just knowing, because I've seen the speakers and know what they're talking about, it's such a cool balance of like different things that can really help people, you know, have that confidence in their voice and shift things in their not only their professional business, but their personal life too. I mean, I think your voice helps you in everything that you do. We use it every day.
We do. But I think sometimes our voices are the one thing that we feel the least confident about because it's
True.
almost like if someone criticizes your voice, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
they've criticized. It's like your heart just
Yeah.
aches if they've really criticized me by saying that. Where did you like, because, deciding to, obviously it's different for you in one respect because had you written a song before you wrote the song for your sister?
Yeah, I'd written some songs. Not too many, not that many right before hers, but and my music I'm wanting to put out there too, but I think because of the situation that happened with my sister, and I used that song as a tool to bring awareness to, you know, connect with other people, to share her story, to continue her legacy, I mean, there's so many things that that one song did.
Mm-hmm.
And, when I reached out to people and they write, email back and say they were moved to tears, like, the power of music, and melody and just song and lyrics. And I mean, the whole thing together and story. So that's like, just doing that I had no idea what was going to happen. I just wanted to get it out there to share because I was passionate about, being a colon cancer advocate after my sister passed away. So I had no idea what was going to happen. So what happened was really surprising to me. And I look back now, and the more I learn about the power of music and your voice and song, like, it doesn't surprise me because music is that powerful, but I didn't think about it at the time.
It's an absolute tragedy what happened to your sister. Like so, so, so awful, so that this is something I think this idea of get checked and, get the test done. And it's such an important message because a lot of people put off doing the thing that they need to do. And the fear of finding out sometimes stops you from taking a step that's essential for your life and your health.
Yeah.
So I hope that people actually, what we can do is in the comments, we can put a link to that song on YouTube.
Okay.
I'd
Yeah.
love for to share that now, just to give people that background. But I was also wondering, was there a transformational element, like, or a healing part to you writing the song? Like, I'm sure that you were writing it when you were grieving, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was literally the day after she passed away, and um I was a mess. I was so upset. She was one of my best friends. She fought hard for 2.5 years, and I saw the whole journey. And so the fact that she was gone, it was surreal to me. And I've journaled my entire life since I was a little kid. And so writing, there's something about pen to paper when you take that pen and you start writing out things, what can come out. Um, and So yeah, I mean, it was very cathartic for me. It was the start of my healing.
Mm, it's, I mean, that side of it is another way that you can use your voice through song to transform as well.
Yeah.
So look, I'm really so pleased that you're going to share this journey with us at the summit. But
Yeah.
the theme of our summit is to get unstuck in business using your voice. How do you think, like, what do you think? Can you really get your unstuck in business using your voice?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Tell me.
I think the more confident you are in your voice and using it, the more you're unstoppable. Like you see like there's endless opportunities and like the sky's the limit. So, when I first became an entrepreneur, I was very new to that whole world. I was in forensics for 20 years. So I had to find my voice in a whole different chapter for myself. And that took some time for me. And I think what I've found over the last 5 years being on this journey is that the more I do use my voice, the more effortless it is for me to take things to the next level or do another speaking thing or share my message, or I know how important it is. And so I think, yeah, I mean, all the tools that people will learn this weekend to really help them empower them, I think people are already empowered. We just forget like who we are and like how powerful we are. So it's going to really shift things for a lot of people. So yeah, I think it's been an interesting journey for me. I've always used my voice because I've always sang and like been in singing and stuff. Um, and there's been different chapters in my life where I've had to use my voice for different things. But certainly I do feel like the more you use it to really speak out your truth or share or anything like that, just really builds that voice of in yours that's like unstoppable.
Absolutely. And I think what it comes down to as well, when it's something that really matters to you and it's part of, like, when we sing a song, often we pick songs that actually really are emotionally
Yeah.
connected to us, and we're really expressing our truth. When we pick a song that matches us, that we really care about, that's expressing your truth. And if you can do it in song, you build that belief in yourself that expressing your truth is, that it's safe to do so, and that you can actually make a difference, because people will enjoy anybody singing, even if they sing badly. If you sing from the heart, people will really enjoy it and they'll appreciate
Yeah.
that.
And I don't think people are aware, I certainly wasn't till I started looking into it, that just music alone stimulates more parts of your brain than any other human function. So when you sing or use your voice, you're using both sides of your brain, which that doesn't happen doing other things. You could read, you could like, do other types of things, but music is so different. So if people implemented music, song, voice every day, think about how much you're expanding your brain to be more creative and to, all these different things. So I think that's such a huge part of something that people aren't really aware of.
It's wonderful. I'm so glad to that you brought that point up, because physiologically, singing is changing us. It actually changes the way you breathe as well. It changes how much
Yeah.
oxygen you're using. But if you can get more of your brain working, you can solve problems more effectively. And that is what we all need to be doing, because we all have so many things that we have to handle in life.
I know. Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
such a pleasure talking to you, Rochelle. Thank you so much.
Oh,
I
thanks
mean,
for
the
having
title of
me.
your talk is Advocating for a Cause Through Music.
Hmm.
And but there's going to be a lot more about your story, and I'm sure you're going to share a little bit more about that journey with us. And there's also a fantastic gift if you decide to upgrade to the VIP offer. Would you like to tell people about that quickly?
Yeah. So if you upgrade to the VIP offer, which is very cheap, inexpensive, you will get what I'm offering is 20 leads to podcasts for entrepreneurs. So Really, a lot of the podcasts can cover many different types of topics, but it'll give you the podcast, the links, the email to the host so that you can connect with them to get on a podcast and start using your voice.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Rochelle. You're a star and can't wait till the weekend. Same. I think we're going to have so much fun
I know it is.
on the weekend too. I mean, look at us all crazy, singy people who shout and scream and make silly noises. So thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.